I'm Brenda Earle-Stokes, the owner and creator of Piano Skills for Singers, the only online piano course for singers created by a singer. Today's Quickie tutorial is all about getting started improvising on the piano. Improvisation means to make it up, make something up. And for a lot of people, it can be a very intimidating process because they don't really know how to get started. And so the idea behind today's Quickie tutorial is how to get started improvising at the keyboard. Now, this video is perfect for anybody who's got a ton of experience on the piano, a little bit of experience on the piano, or even from people who are just beginning, just getting started. You can kind of modify this work to suit whatever level that you're at, and I'm going to give you a bunch of different ideas. So something to know about improvisation is that it's not super common that you're just making anything up. There's usually some kind of set of parameters around what you're doing. And, you know, as a jazz musician, I know those parameters extremely well. And some kinds of improvisation really are wild and you're just kind of making anything up. But there's also a more refined way to start to look at it. And so for today, we're going to get started by creating a very simple ostinato pattern in the left hand. Now in ostinato, it's just a fancy word for kind of a repeated pattern. And I'm going to give you a repeated pattern that's very, very simple. And we're going to do this in the key of C. All right. So to get started in our little improvisation, our ostinato is just going to be 2 notes in the left hand. It's going to be 2 beats of C and 2 beats of G. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm playing the octave below middle C because the piano sounds nice and rich there. Okay, and if you want, you can set up the metronome or a drum machine to kind of keep you moving through here. Okay, now to get started, your right hand is going to improvise using the notes of the C pentatonic scale. And the pentatonic scale means C, D, E, G, and A. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Okay, that's what the pentatonic scale, pent means 5, so it's just the 5-note scale. Now, I like to organize the pentatonic scale in a slightly different way, where you're actually going to do G, A, C, D. It's going to sound like you're playing wind chimes. So you're going to start, and your fingering, you can kind of use whatever finger works, but you have 5 fingers and there's 5 notes, so you may as well go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So now I'm going to start out by playing just quarter notes in the right hand on those notes in kind of whatever order I want to. So let's start with the left hand ostinato. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now try some different rhythms in your right hand. Maybe hold one note longer. Just kind of see what that feels like when you just let one note ring. Yeah. As you get going, see if you can add the damper pedal a little bit. So you can explore just keeping the ostinato the same, because that's the repeated pattern. And then in your right hand, choosing those 5 notes of the pentatonic scale and just moving them around. Can you go lower down? Can you go higher up? Can you try playing different rhythms in your right hand while you keep the left hand nice and steady? And this is a great way to get you started in improvisation. Now, if you're watching this and you're a piano teacher or a voice teacher or a general music teacher and you're trying to find some new things that you can do with your students, this is a really, really great activity and one I do with a great many of my students. If you want to change it up a little bit, you could write a different ostinato in the left hand. You could also try this in different keys. So if you're working in the key of A major with one of your students or they're playing a piece in that key, this is definitely something that you can incorporate, to get them comfortable in that key. You could also try minor, you could try the modes. It's kind of the sky's the limit with all of this. But this is a really great way to get you started improvising. What I also love about this is it sets up kind of a musical meditation where you have a little bit of freedom and you can kind of get lost in your train of thought this way and kind of get lost in creativity. So it's really a great, refreshing, focusing exercise that you could do with somebody, or just kind of a way to calm ourselves down and get ready for our practice session. I hope you've enjoyed the short tutorial that I created for you today. I hope that you'll subscribe to the channel by clicking down here. And also leave your comments and questions in the comments section, and I'll be happy to keep creating content. Give me your ideas. While you're at it, go have a look at my website, pianoskillsforsingers.com, where I have a ton of wonderful resources that you can have access to. You can also learn more about my online courses. Have a great day, and thanks for joining me.